I won't be before you long because I know you're anxious to get out to the block party and to have some fun. But before we do that, I just want to give you a little short, small devotional. I know this weekend we've been focusing on being a star. So when you think about a star, what comes to your mind? Light. Okay? Just think about that. Just think about that. Ponder on that for a minute. Now when I think about being a star, I think of this person. Anybody know who that is? Diana Ross. Now let me tell you the story about Diana Ross. Every morning from the time I was probably about 7 until I was about 15 or 16 years old, my mom would come into my bedroom and she would play this song by Diana Ross. Listen to it. Get me up out of the bed. And probably about the age of 9 or 10, I remember just throwing the covers over my head and I'm like, oh, kill that song. But after a while, as I got older, I asked my mom, I said, why did you every morning come into my room and play this song? And she said to me, Benita, I want you to make sure that no matter what's going on in your life, that I'm building confidence in you every morning when you get up, before you leave the house and go to school. See, the word says, I'm coming out, and I want the world to know. Because as a young child, I was shy. I was very, very shy. Very quiet, and I still am until you get to know me. But there's 3 questions that I want to ask you tonight. The first question is, do you think about fame, fortune, or popularity? Probably. Do you think about how rich you want to be? What kind of house you want to live in? Yeah. You see, I used to think about those things as a teenager, probably around about the same age as most of you. See, I was raised in the hood, a rough hood. I was raised in an area where you were expected to become a teenage mother, a drug dealer, a prostitute, or even locked up before you turned 18. I saw it every day. When I went to school, I saw it there. I could be sitting in my desk and I could see drug transactions happening right in school. But I was determined that I was not going to be a statistic. I knew that God had a plan for me, and I knew that I had to stay obedient to Him in order to see His plans for me in my life. You see, I went to the court every chance that I got. That meant Monday night I was there, Wednesday night I was there, Thursday night I was there, Friday night I was there, and all day long on Sunday. My mother, she kept us there every day that the doors was open because she didn't want us in that environment out in the hood. So officers, what I'm saying to you tonight is open your core doors. Yes. Because it makes a difference for a lot of children. Amen. who are growing up in the same kind of environment that I grew up in. You see, it was there that I was told that I could be a star in the eyes of Jesus. Don't get me wrong, my mother, she was a great woman. Through me, she accepted Christ as her Savior. I had the best mom in the world. There at the core, I can remember Major Linda Delaney. How many of you know her? Yeah. I think everybody knows. She was my corps officer growing up. I used to think that she was the meanest lady in the world.
We did too.
And I used to say to myself, why is this lady so mean? Why is she so mean to me? And it was later in life that she told me that she was so hard on me because she knew that I had potential. And I learned so many things from her, and things that I will never forget I learned from her. And my next question, do you have dreams of landing a job that will allow you to become a millionaire by the time you're 30? Yeah, we all do. But we all have dreams. It's a good thing to dream. Lord knows I dream. I dream a lot. And sometimes my husband is like, Benita, stop. We can't do that. Stop dreaming. So, who would we be if we didn't dream? It's okay to dream. See, my dream job when I was younger, when I was about your age, was that I was going to graduate from high school and I was going to go on to nursing school. You see, I wanted to become a nurse. I wanted to become the best nurse that I could be. Now remember, the odds were stacked high against me. Not only did I graduate from high school with honors, and I got accepted into a nursing school. And I was the only African American in the class of 25 girls that went to DePaul School of Nursing in Norfolk, Virginia. You see, I wanted to become a pediatric nurse. But my plans didn't work out how I wanted them to. I ended up not as a pediatric nurse, but I worked on the floor with HIV and AIDS patients. It was a hard job. It was hard dealing with people who I knew the next day when I walked in to do my shift probably wasn't going to be there. My goal was that I wanted to save as many of them as I could. And when I couldn't, it became taxing. But just as I told you, those were my plans. Those were not God's plans for me. It was not his plans that he had for me. You see, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." My third question to you tonight is, do you obsess over looks, hoping that someday someone will notice you and want to put you on the cover of a magazine? I mean, y'all, yeah, be honest. Yeah. What is it that if only you could obtain it would get you closer to being a star? Face it, if you're like most people, you've had thoughts about what it would be like to obtain a celebrity status. Maybe you picture yourself standing on that red carpet and accepting a Grammy or an Oscar someday. Or maybe you see yourself drafted in the NFL or the NBA and have desires to do whatever it takes to get there. Do you truly want to be a star? And my question to you tonight is, why do you want to be a star? Are today's stars in our society the ones who drive the big fancy cars at the high-end parties? Are they the happiest people? Are they truly satisfied? Are they living godly lives? Although there may be a few actors and sports people who are living a life pleasing to God. How many times do we hear about stars gone wild or child actors gone wild? Gone to jail for drinking and driving? How many would you say have struggled with eating disorders or have committed adultery or have even ended in divorce? Too many to count. If all this is going on, then why are we so eager to put these people on pedestals and look at them to set examples for us? Just because you're a star in society's eyes does not make you a star in God's eye. I want you to know that as a child of God, I would want to be known as a child of God and not a person of this world. It's easy getting caught up in the wanting to be a star. The truth is, the world presents us with so many things that appear to be what we want, what we need, and we can't forget who we're living for and why we're here. But you want to know something. God is not against us wanting to be stars. In fact, He has designed us to be stars, to shine bright for Him. As Christians, we're called to be set apart. Philippians 2:14 through 15 says, "Do everything without complaining and arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God, without fault, in a crooked and deprived generation." The scripture reminds us that this world and the people in it are broken. Society is in need of Christians to take a stand and light the way of truth with our words and actions.
Right.
We are to refrain from conforming to our society's standards and patterns. Instead, we are to run after whatever pleases God. Being a star for God is not simple. It's not as simple as it sounds. It can, in all truth, be very difficult at times. However, despite the difficulty of the journey, being a star means that we must continuously find satisfaction in the ultimate light, for He is the one who replenishes the light within us. So when you feel like your star is dimming, you must find the source to keep it lit. You must be digging deeper into His Word and praying continuously. Some of us in here tonight is having trouble with shining continuously because you may have things in your life that's not Christ-like. Your attitude may stink. I've seen some of that. You're not acting Christ-like. I know that there are things in my life that I need to work on. And I'm going to tell you a little secret about myself. One of the major things that I need to work on in my life is trust. I have difficulty trusting people. It doesn't come easy for me, but as my relationship with Christ matures, it gets a little bit easier. And I'm going to tell you one more secret that I need to work on, and my husband is a big help with me on this one, is that I hold grudges. It's not good. I don't like it. But when someone hurts me, I put my guard up. And I have a difficult time letting people back in, especially ones that hurt me. And I know that those are two things in my life that I need to work on. And trust me, I pray every day. I'm on my knees praying, Lord, please help me with these things in my life. And I know that they're not like you. But one thing I do know is that you have to have your house in order before you can help someone else. So Morgan is going to come up and help me with this next part. There's a song that I really, really like. Michael Jackson sung it one time, but Keke Palmer came out with a different version of Man in the Mirror. And I want you to listen to these words as Morgan pours out her heart and dances to these songs. And a part of the song says, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make this world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. So as she dances to these words, please listen. Close your eyes. No, don't close your eyes because you need to listen. I want you to concentrate on the words tonight as Morgan dances.